That was a really good lift. Honestly, I haven't really thought that after the last few lifts. Like, they've been good, of course, but like my subjective mood has been a little bit low. I couldn't really tell you why. Maybe it's, I don't know. Well, I can tell you. Sometimes there's just random ass X factors that are going to hit you and mess up your flow. So the last thing you want to do is just succumb. I could definitely see somebody thinking to themselves, okay, I've kind of had a couple of days where I just wasn't really feeling it in the gym. Um, I'll just take a whole week off, do a reset. Not that that won't work, but how do you know you're not right there in the next session? You're just gonna kill it. It's like the guy mining for diamonds meme. He's right there. There's like this much dirt left, and there's fucking just, you get what I'm saying. If you know, you know. That's kind of one of those situations right there. But good lift, man. That was sweet. It's 8:30 plus, so warm up plus posing plus kind of parking and like sitting on my phone for a second and then walking in. That was probably maybe 25 minutes total. So that was only like a 30-minute lift, if that. Now for one muscle group, that's about right. I feel like that's about right. If I'm doing my sets at a reasonable pace, then each muscle group, pretty much 30, 45 minutes, I feel like you can get a good workout in that time. I've seen dudes who tell me they've been in the gym for hours, and I don't think they're joking. Like, they'll be doing, one guy told me he's doing legs for 3 hours straight. Um, I don't think that's the method. I don't think that is the meta. Lift hard, do enough hard sets to where you feel like you're fully pumped and satisfied with what you did, then I think you're good. I don't think that's the worst way to go about it. Now, I'm definitely not telling you that's the best, just kind of what I think. So, I'm going to keep referencing this until New Year's, just because it's around New Year's. But, man, fuck. There's thousands, millions of people, and they've got this thing that they want to start doing. For my circumstances, let's just talk about lifting, because that's what I talk about. They just, millions of dudes. All right, you know what? January 1st, I'm going to kick it into overdrive. January 1st, I've already got my alarm set. 5 a.m. Going to do a run around the block, 5 miles, come back, drink 3 egg whites. Or no, what am I thinking? Drink 6 eggs whole like Rocky. And then go hit the gym. Maybe not the Rocky part with the eggs, but you get what I'm saying. They're waiting. They're just waiting for January 1st. Fuck, here we go. Let's do it. And you're going to see this. Anybody that knows about the gym, even just a little bit, everybody knows this, not even just lifters. There's the New Year's crowd. There's the crowd of people coming in on New Year's. And every year, anybody that's been lifting knows, a few weeks pass and the herd thins. A few months pass and fuck, man, there's just stragglers. Now, I say stragglers, but I do not mean that in a negative way. The people who are persisting and they still keep going, that's the minority, Like, I like to think when I say something motivational, or when anybody says something motivational, right? They're not talking to the people who just, in one ear out the other. They're not just preaching to the choir in that sense, right? They're talking to the dude who's actually going to do something about it, use that little bit of wisdom or maybe a little bit of knowledge or just, you just call it hype, and actually translate it to some sort of tangible result, At the end of the day, look, everybody's just going to get up, do their shit, go back to sleep, repeat it for X number of years, and then croak. But, come on, don't you want to do something cool? It's just hardwired in your brain that you want to be cool. I said this fucking months ago, or maybe weeks ago, I don't remember. Right? But when you were a kid, you wanted to be king in Foursquare. You wanted to be the top dog. You wanted to like make a little art project, and the teacher picks it up and says, this is good. Look at so-and-so. You want to be like him. I definitely said this phrase. I was like, you want to be the guy to kick the kickball over the fence, right? And to do that, right, for some method or for some factor or some hobby or whatever, in some way, you've got to become a little bit, well, you got to stick out. and not like just be weird. I'm saying like become good enough at something, right? Develop a certain sense of proficiency at some sort of skill, and right, just by going through the process of doing that, it's gonna change you as a guy or as a person. I mean, there's a 4% female viewership, so don't let me be disparaging like that. But you get what I'm saying, right? Any non-lifter, anybody who doesn't understand, well, I don't want to say doesn't understand, but anybody who doesn't even, like, they make fun of people lifting. They're like, oh, they just go in and freaking work out every day. Oh, that's stupid. I want to stay home and watch Marvel movies. I hope I didn't take a stab at you with that one. But, people like that, they don't understand that it's like, it's a skill. It's something you're learning, you're getting better at. And by repeating the process over and over again, you're kind of just becoming more refined at it. And just by doing that, it doesn't mean that in 3 years, you're just going to be the exact same person, but you'll just have bigger muscles. That's not the point. Who fucking cares? If you just took a beginner lifter and you just like transformed them into, 6-year experienced freak, they're just going to probably turn into an asshole because they got something they didn't earn in a sense. And by that, I just mean like they didn't actually do any kind of work for it. Like by going through the process of something day in, day out, years, you're going to change. And having a having a proficiency at something like that, which is legit. I don't want to knock on you if like you think your thing is League of Legends, but I kind of do a little bit. I'm just a League of Legends hater. Don't take that to heart. But just by being good at something like that, having something, it's just nice, man. You get something to wake up to every day, right? There's tons of dudes. I think anybody who gets into a reasonable amount of trouble are just, they're not really killing it. Like, when you're talking about one of like somebody or something else, like talking about them with somebody else, which whether or not gossiping like that's good for you, maybe we don't have to get into that. But like, yeah, so and so, they're not killing it. They're not really living their best life right now. And more likely than not, they don't have anything to do. Right? I see all sorts of people doing all sorts of fucking weird, crazy shit. And I don't just mean like hobbies. I'm talking about like starting fights in public or just anything, right? Really freaking out at some kind of rally or just stuff like that. And man, sure, people have stuff to say, but do you have anything better to do? Like, I think 90-something% of people just do not have anything better to do. So get something. Get a little freaking something. That's enough of my little people hating rant. But if you're you wake up every day, you got your thing, and you're like, let's kill it. That's the way to do it. I'd say that is a much better approach. So that's all I gotta say there. Take with that what you will. I kind of got into a bit of a ramble at the end, but now I just get to go home, chow down on some sweets. Oh my god, I love it. I got some greenhouse or some, I don't know what they're called. I don't know. Big ass jugs of like a shake, like green machine. And it's like tons of carrots and vegetables and fruits and apples and whatever. It's like 200-ish grams of carbs, maybe 180. Plus all sorts of little nutrients and whatever else. I'm sure any health nuts are probably like, oh yeah, drink that green shake. Get your green juice. So, I think that's all I got. Arms tomorrow is gonna be good. I've been like massaging the bicep pretty hard every so often, and I think it's starting to feel better. But if I think it might be better to turn tomorrow's arm day into just a tricep day and maybe add a little something else in, then that's just gonna have to be determined. But until then, man, cardio in the morning plus calves, tons of food, and then whatever the lift ends up being. So I will see you next time.